Hey guys, Jared back again. So I've got something kind of special to show you guys today. Obviously with the recent announcement of the Oppo N1, we're going to start seeing some ROM ports popping up for various different devices. Now at the moment, the HTC One GSM version is the only device, only Android device on the market right now that has this port for it. Actually, Shen Yi, if any of you guys are familiar with him, he used to be an XDA developers, YouTube video creator guy who's also like a forum moderator and so on and so forth. He actually took it upon himself to port this for us. So huge thumbs up to that guy. Thank you so much. So we can have something to play with in the meantime while everybody's waiting for the device itself. So I figured I'd flash it and play around with it. You'll notice that I don't actually have my SIM card in here, and the reason behind that is because the majority of this ROM, or not the majority of it, but huge parts of this ROM are still in Chinese, and there's still a lot of functions that just aren't working or that Shen Yi hasn't sort of added and worked on as of yet. But I have faith and he plans on to continue working on this, so cool, that's good. What else can we show you about this? As you can see, it's got that wallpaper. In fact, I actually picked this wallpaper based off of an Engadget video that I saw the gentleman recently demonstrating, and this was the wallpaper that was on it. It's kind of cool. As you can see, it's an interactive wallpaper. Snow's falling on top of the icons. If we want to clear them off, give them a little shake. Maybe a little bit more than that. And as you can see, it clears off of the snow off of all the icons there, which I thought was really, really cool. Furthermore, let's go ahead and show you what we can do with editing the home screens here. So long pressing on it here brings up this new bar. So you've got widgets, wallpapers, effects, and themes. As far as widgets is concerned, it's very minimal at the moment. Maybe 4 or 5 Oppo widgets, and then it starts bleeding into typical Google widgets. Wallpapers, some really nice looking static wallpapers, but we also do have live wallpapers like I just showed you there. Going into effects here, as you can see, we've got different sort of default mode, tilting mode, and vivid mode. This is basically just the animation when you're swiping between home screens. And of course, we've got themes taking a page out of MIUI's books here. We've got plenty of themes. Jumping into more, we'll show you all the different themes from the community. Tons and tons and tons. I've just scrolled and scrolled and scrolled and found a couple that I downloaded to show you guys, never reaching the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and click on local theme, which is where I've downloaded 3 themes. But I just wanted to show you something. So go ahead and click on the theme here. We can take a preview at the screenshot. So you can see it actually alters all the icons and the look of the device, of course, other than perhaps user downloaded applications. So I'm going to go ahead and click on apply, and this will kind of show you, yet again, one of the other things that just aren't really working right now. So as you can see, just the application icon has switched over to the smoke sort of theme. The rest of it's still exactly the same. In fact, I don't think there's really anything else. Oh, maybe a couple of the other ones that are in Chinese characters that I just can't read, unfortunately. So, as you can see, some things are working and some things aren't working. Go ahead and long press on it. I think if I press there, oh, there it is. So we've got exclusive space. Exclusive space is something interesting. You'll notice that, hang on a second here. Okay, you'll notice that swiping off to the right here, we've got this entire screen dedicated to what looks like photography, and that's exactly what it is. So you'll notice this is just one huge widget, a little picture with our camera icon on it. Now, if I was to go ahead and pick it up, and you can see that I've taken a few pictures already, activate the camera button. This actually allows us to start taking pictures within the widget itself. You can actually, in fact, toggle between the front-facing and rear-facing camera, and just like that with the flash. Unfortunately, though, based on it, being a widget, you can't access the settings menu. But if we wanted to, go ahead and take a quick little snap of C3PO here, adds it to the timeline, and you can go ahead and just start mucking around with it. Tap on it if you want to. You can go ahead and share it or delete it. Tap on it again to add some characters and add some captions to it. And that's if you're wondering what the keyboard looks like. And we'll be getting into that in just a moment. So I thought that was really, really neat. Let's see if we can get back in there. And of course, we've got live weather. Lots of different options in here. So that's pretty cool. And obviously, this is the one I'm using. Whoops, that's the one I'm using at the moment. And so on and so forth. And then some other stuff that says coming soon. And I think I just kept most of that out of shot. Sorry about that. Anyways, regardless, so I can keep this video short, I wanted to show you some other cool things. So if we drag down from the top leftmost part of the display, I spit on my screen here. That was great. We've got this gesture board here, and this is where you can actually perform your gestures as well as create gestures. Now, I've already gone ahead and done one, so if I just draw a little circle, it should activate the torch. And as you can see, it activates the torch. We also have our SOS. Turn that off, and that's turned off now. And I can go ahead and back out. Now, in the original Oppo N1, you're supposed to be able to do that at the lock screen. And as you can see, it's not going to work. So still some features to be added. Whether some of those features will actually be able to be ported over or not is beyond me. I'm not a developer. I have no idea. Go ahead and pull down the notification tray here, and you can see that we've got some different quick toggles here. And I actually kind of like the look of this one. And what's what's neat about this one is that we can actually go like this and slide that up. So we can hide it and make it a little more minimalistic, or if we want to, we can go ahead and expand it and have some more options. But as you can see, a lot of these toggles are grayed out, and it's not because they're deactivated, it's because they're not working, such as the power saving mode and holiday mode and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, they're just not working at this point in time, but, you know, give it some time, folks. Let's go ahead and jump into the application drawer here. A lot of this stuff is Oppo related, so I'm not going to cover most of it. And a lot of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory as well. Browsers and Near Me Store is another sort of Oppo related store that will like an app store, if you will. Lock Now, it just locks your device. Really nothing too special there. O Voice is, I'm guessing, Oppo's sort of voice activation feature. Video, I haven't played with. Music, I think is pretty cool, and I'll show you in just a moment here. Of course, photos, your gallery, phone, which we'll be showing you in just a moment. That's pretty cool too. Contact settings, downloads, Game Center, which I don't know if you guys ever, well, I'm sure a lot of you guys own carrier devices, and you open up the applications drawer, and there's always this game thing where the carrier wants you to buy games from them, but they're the shittiest games known to mankind. That's pretty much what that is. Cloud service, Oppo Tribune, which I haven't looked into, and I don't know what that is. Go ahead and feel free to let me know what that is in the comments below. System update. Car mode, a couple of things that I have no idea. Unfortunately, the camera is not the actual authentic Oppo N1 camera application. It is still the Sense 5 based camera application. So a little bit disappointing, but hopefully that will be coming down the pipeline in future updates, Play Store, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and start with music. The music application I thought was kind of neat. As you can see, I've been dicking around with it here, and we are obviously having some issues. So we'll go ahead and reopen it. And this is basically if you have any local music stored. Obviously, it breaks it up into different categories. Click on the online music tab, and oh, look at this. Look at all this cool content. Now, the majority of this is Chinese music, okay? That said, I did find Billboard, which is actually all North American music, or whatever, Brits and so on. So as you can see, we're just going to go ahead and start up Radioactive here. And I want you to see what happens when we get into the actual player itself. So you can see it's a cool little turntable with the record rotating. And when I pause it, the needle comes off the record, and play it, the needle goes back on the record. It's just little things like that that I think are sort of elegant to me, and just little sort of attention to detail, you know, which I really appreciate. We can go ahead and from the record here, or from the music player here, we can go ahead and slide to the left, and we have access to that playlist. And this is just a playlist that automatically got downloaded. I didn't do anything. I just opened the application, and it's there for me, which I thought was really impressive and kind of a neat little feature. Go back here, and we also have Online Topic, which I haven't really played around with too much, but all of it's in Chinese, and I can't understand any of it, and most of them look like they're singing, so I'm going to assume it has something to do with music. What else can we show you? Ooh, the dialer, that's something I wanted to show you guys. So, typical dialer, I mean, obviously every manufacturer has their own way of doing it, but what I thought was really cool was the dial pad tone. So, you know, the standard dial pad tone, right? We're going to go ahead and jump back into there, though, and we're going to edit it. So we're going to type in, or select piano this time. I remember that from elementary school. Let's go ahead and show you another one here, just for shits and giggles. Let's do guitar. That sounds pretty cool. I think that's kind of neat. I personally hate dial pad tones, but some people might think it's pretty cool. Kind of gimmicky, but it's neat nevertheless. Let's go ahead and actually let's jump into messaging so we can actually show you the keyboard here. So the keyboard I'm not really a huge fan of, though some people will be a fan of it. Now if we tap that little S button there, you know, so we've got some different options here, more specifically skin. Jump into here, we can start changing the skins around. Now there is a bit of a lack of skins, keyboard skins at the moment, but I'm sure as time goes on, we'll start seeing some more keyboard skins. But as you can see, it does theme it to that nice little wood theme, which I thought was pretty cool. Let's jump into into the settings menu now. So this is really simplified. It's broken up into general, sound, and of course display. General, all your basic stuff that you would imagine: Wi-Fi, mobile networks, Bluetooth. Click on more. Of course, we've got tethering and some different things that we can muck around with, the APNs and VPNs and all that stuff. Moving down from there, security settings, the same thing: location, access, account, sync, personal center. This is where I'm not really familiar with Oppo, so I'm going to assume this is where you would create your Oppo account to do whatever it is you do. Storage, apps, gesture and motion. This is where you can start mucking around and playing around some more with those gestures like I showed you before. Battery and so on and so forth. More. And about phone based on Android 4.2.2, and we all know what comes in the HTC One, especially if you're watching this video for the purpose of this ROM. Volume, silent mode, phone, ringtones, SMS, and other notifications, which is interesting. Click on ringtones just once, and say for instance we wanted this, and I think, yeah, so this is just for different applications. I kind of went through this. This might seem mundane to you guys, but I actually really appreciate new ringtones and new notification tones on devices. Dial pad tones, touch sound, screen lock sound, and of course vibrate on touch. Jumping into display, brightness, sleep, auto rotate, battery percentage, as you can see right up there at the top. And what's that one? Carrier info, which I don't have my SIM card at the moment, and of course holiday wallpapers. Anyways, that's pretty much more or less it, guys. You know, if you're interested in it, like I said before, I'll be posting a link in the description below so you can go and download it yourself. Also, keep in mind the ROM does not come root injected, so if you are already rooted, you'll be good to go. The installation guide that Shenyi has in the original post of the thread basically tells you how to go to HTC, unlock the bootloader, download a recovery, root your phone, and so on and so forth. But I mean, this is generally for those of you that are following me that are already rooted. If you're rooted, download the ROM file, download the GApps file that's actually provided in the actual thread itself, and download the Super SU file that's actually in the thread itself. Throw it on your internal flash. If you're using TWRP more specifically and you know how to add more than one zip files to flash at a time, ROM, GApps, and then add the super.su. And then when you go ahead and boot up does take a while, so don't freak out. It took like 5 minutes plus for it to finally boot into the actual OS itself, and you'll be rooted and you'll be good to go. Anyways, guys, that concludes this little sort of overview of the Color OS for your HTC One, or from the Oppo N1 for your HTC One. Links will be in the description below if you like the video. I'd love it if you could give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And you can always stay up to date on all things of Smoking Android and talk to me on my social networky thingies, Twitter and Google+. I hate Facebook. Links to those will be in the description below as well. And that's it. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.